What's going on, everyone? I'm meteorologist Tyler Sherrod here with your Friday edition of FSU Weather. Currently 73 degrees. That sun pretty much completely setting behind Doak Campbell Stadium now. A bunch of cloud coverage there in the background. Some of that easterly flow coming from a high pressure system to our north has brought in a little bit more moisture to our region. Right now, Tallahassee, 73 degrees. Getting up into Thomasville is 68. So right now we're in those lower 70s to upper 60s for our Big Bend region. And this muggy meter showing that even though we have some more moisture in the region, things are still looking pretty good for Tallahassee. And then as we move down through the peninsula of Florida, you're going to start to see those muggy conditions start to ramp up, especially around Miami, getting a little bit humid there. So over the next 24 hours, you're going to see to our east and getting into Tallahassee even, we're going to start to see some more cloud coverage and possibly some spotty showers as well. Tonight, going to be 59 degrees with some clouds, and here's our headlines for the rest of the show.
Thank you for that look at our local conditions, Tyler. Well, we've got a pretty good show today looking at our conditions going into this next week, Thanksgiving, seeing how it's all going to pan out. Looks like it's going to be warming into the 70s, which is something I never thought I'd really say about Tallahassee, warming into the 70s. That means we've got absolutely beautiful conditions right now, nice and cool, and mostly dry right now for most of the region. So a really great start to the fall and winter season. Hopefully it stays like this way. So we've also got sunny days ahead for the rest of the week, or for most of the rest of the week. We've got fairly nice, clear conditions. We do have, we're looking at on actually Thanksgiving Day right now, we do have about a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, but we're looking at nothing really too severe, maybe just a few pop-up showers to worry about for your commutes there. And actually, these conditions are pretty on average for us right now. I was looking at our averages. It seems like it's only a few degrees off from where it should be, but we're kind of a little bit removed from our records. We had a high record 80 today and a record in the 20s for our low, so both those records 20s for Tallahassee. Well, really spicing it up there, but we are not getting even close to those records today. Really nice temperate conditions for us. Looking for on tonight's show, we're seeing that we are going to look at our national conditions, maybe look specifically for traveling, where you're going to go, because I know a lot of you guys are going to start to leave FSU this week for Thanksgiving, and some of you may not be coming back until the spring. We've also got really nice conditions in the 7 days, so we're going to continue to talk about that this week. And also, we got a nice Today in the Weather segment presented by Evan and Melissa, talking about some interesting facts on today in meteorology. All this and more on tonight's edition of FSU Weather, but right now I'll be passing it off to Melissa at the wall with a look at our local conditions.
Thank you, Robert. Let's take a look at continue with our weather. Looking at our record of 84 and 23, so it is a lot colder than it is in the past. Currently it's 73 degrees and sunny with an east of 5-mile-an-hour wind. So we do have a little bit of breeze coming through on this evening. Taking a look at our satellite, you can see that it's really clear skies right now. No, not a lot of clouds, not any scattered showers out there to look out for. So really a nice evening for us this evening. Looking at our temperatures, 73 in Tallahassee and 68 in Thomasville. So you can see the temperature decreasing as you go north, but overall a very nice evening this evening. Our dew points, you can see that 57 in Tallahassee. Up north into Georgia more, it is a little bit lower in the 50s than in Tallahassee. Over the next 24 hours, you can see some scattered showers and some clouds coming through the area, but not a whole lot to look out for. Pretty nice evening overall, so looking at a nice evening to go through. Tonight's forecast, we have 58 in Monticello, 59 in Tallahassee, so it is going to be a little bit chilly tonight. So you might want to grab a sweater if you're planning on heading out this evening. Looking at the day ahead, tomorrow we're at 73 at 12 o'clock, so we're looking at some decent temperatures for the game tomorrow. So you don't have to worry about being really hot, really sweaty during the game. Tonight in Tallahassee, you can see that it's a 59 degrees with some clouds and a little bit of a wind coming through, but a really nice evening going through tonight. Our marine forecast, we have a northeast wind of 5 to 10 knots with a little choppy feet of 1 to 2 feet and partly cloudy skies. Taking a look at the week ahead, you can see that the temperature is going to be going up a little bit. And then coming into our turkey weekend, we have a high of 77 and lows in the 60s. So a really nice look during the day. So let's turn it over to Evan with your look at the southeast forecast.
Thank you very much, Melissa, for that look at the local. So we're going to look a little more at a broad look now at the southeast and see what's basically affecting most of our weather that's coming into Tallahassee, because most of our rain showers actually hitting along the Florida Peninsula right now with that eastern onshore flow that's coming off from the Atlantic Ocean, thanks to this high pressure system that has been here all week. So it has not moved much at all, and providing much drier weather to most of the southeast, even up there all the way over to Arkansas, even off to the coast of North Carolina. We're looking pretty clear thanks to this high pressure system. Yeah, that's great news for that. Anywhere along from Atlanta to Charlotte to Raleigh, we're looking pretty good. The easterly onshore showers are a little bit further down, as we said, towards Jacksonville and toward the I-95 coastline all the way up and down in Florida. But I wanted to bring out one more point up here. We do have cloud cover actually on this radar. You can see the cloud cover off the coastline off Charleston, and not much cloud cover, too much to really see too much into Atlanta and Charleston. We do have a little bit of some higher level clouds. Most of what that radar and satellite picks up are some lower level clouds and more thicker clouds, so you can be able to see them. But for now, we're looking at temperatures around the 70s. This night starts to cool off a little bit. Starting to see some 60s up in Jackson and Montgomery as well. Start to have a nice, pretty much cool night, except you're on a Florida Peninsula, definitely where those dew points are getting up to 65
It's turning itself
and
off again.
61 in Tampa as well.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Tallahassee still feeling up at 57 and 52 over in Montgomery. Reason why we're feeling a little bit more dry, thanks to that dry air that's kind of pocketed itself all the way across the Gulf Coast. Not too much Gulf Coast activity. That high pressure system has kind of helped us keep that dry air kind of along anywhere around the southeast for a long amount of time. But if you notice, there's a nice little tiny pocket of moisture right here kind of starting off a little bit farther west toward Houston. Starts to go up and starts to travel a little bit on Sunday. That's where we can start to see a little bit of rain coming into the southeast. Good news is, won't move too far into Georgia, Alabama, or Florida. Although mainly, as you said, with the Florida Peninsula, still going to be dealing with those easterly onshore showers coming on from the Atlantic Ocean. So all the way from Tampa to Orlando to Jacksonville, you're going to be hitting more of that. And this is going to be the next main system to look out for, too, coming from the west. Little Rock, you'll start to see it maybe a little bit into tomorrow. But most of the southeast, we're looking pretty clear into tonight. A nice stargazing night for Jackson, Tupelo, and Montgomery, maybe even into Atlanta. I'd even say a few clouds definitely sticking around for Tallahassee, Charleston, and even New Orleans. But I bet you can still see some stars through there. Still be a nice night regardless, getting down into the 50s. And 40s higher up in the southeast toward Jackson and Alabama. So if you're a fan of the cold weather, tonight is your night to go stargazing and be able to have that in the wilderness for then. But tomorrow, temperatures go back up to the 70-degree mark and maybe even the 80s, thanks to those higher dew points up in the Florida Peninsula. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. But it looks like a pretty good day for tomorrow, if I say so myself. Right, Tyler?
Yep. Thank you, Evan. And transitioning from the southeast, we'll move on to a closer look at Florida. Going to go old school here with this game show mic. Panama City Beach, a beautiful sunset there. Really, the clouds mixing in really well with the sun setting over the water there in Panama City Beach. For temperatures for all of Florida, we're going to be in the upper 60s, up into the mid 70s, depending where you're at right now. Pensacola is really that cooler region at 68. As we move into those muggier regions down south, you're going to see those temperatures start to pick up a little bit. West Palm Beach is at 77 degrees. Miami, you guys are at 75 degrees right now. And this muggy meter showing in the Panhandle, things are feeling a lot better. Not all that muggy right now. Pensacola and Tallahassee are feeling great. As you get closer to the coastline, high pressure system is bringing in that easterly flow, so it's pumping in a lot of moisture from that air that's right off the water, and you're going to see these humid conditions really persist all throughout the peninsula of Florida. For our wind speeds, this kind of show you what's going on with that easterly breeze right there. Orlando 16 miles per hour, so quite breezy conditions for central and south Florida, even with Miami getting those wind speeds up into 9 miles per hour. And in case you were curious about those southeast wind speeds, there's some more for our other states there. Satellite and radar showing some scattered showers here in Miami and all throughout South Florida coming from that easterly flow. Nothing too significant here, just some spotty showers, so make sure to bring a rain jacket or maybe an umbrella if you're going out tonight in South Florida. And even the same thing for the northeastern section of Florida. Jacksonville seeing some spotty showers, same with Palm Coast, even Daytona Beach as well. But once you start getting into Lake City and Gainesville, Gainesville had some showers earlier, but things have really cleared out there. And then by the time you're getting even further west, you're going to start to see those skies clear a lot. The Panhandle, Panama City and Tallahassee, not much to see at all. You can see some cloud coverage over Tallahassee, but for the most part, nothing too interesting going on in the way of weather for the Panhandle. Our futurecast going to show some more spotty showers as we move throughout Saturday afternoon and into the evening for South and Central Florida. And Tallahassee going to be clear for the most part, maybe a small chance for a shower and some cloudy conditions, but pretty great day overall. Here's tomorrow's forecast. Those temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s. And let's get into city by city. Miami, going to be 82 degrees for the next 3 days, and you're going to see those rain chances hovering around the 40 to 50% mark before they start to dip down on Monday. And here's our Miami Dolphins versus Denver Broncos forecast. This is in Denver, not Florida, so you're not going to get this cold in Miami. That'd be pretty anomalous to get this cold, 39 degrees there for Denver for that low temperature. Tampa, going to be in the lower 80s for our temperatures with some chances of rain around 10 to 20%. The Bucs football game, though, is in Tampa Bay. Those temperatures are going to get down to 73 degrees by the time we get to the end of the game. It's going to be pretty comfortable overall with some cloudy conditions. And here's our Jacksonville forecast with our turkey friend there. Going to be in the mid-70s for our highs for Jacksonville, and 20 to 10% chance of rain depending on the day. Now we're going to pass things off to Robert with our local forecast.
Thank you for that look at our Florida conditions. Right now we're looking at our temperature almanac. You can see that temperatures are pretty on average for us right now. Our high is going to be 57 degrees, or our low, excuse me, for today is going to be 57 degrees. That's just 7 degrees above average, but we're right on key for our high right there. You can see not even getting close to that record low of 23 though. Of course, it's Tallahassee. Would you really expect us to get that cold? Looking at our current conditions, it is currently 73 degrees, and I wouldn't really say it's sunny right now. It's probably pretty dark outside, actually. We've got a few clouds, but wind's coming from the east at 5 miles per hour. Looking at our satellite and radar, you can see it's pretty fair conditions for most of us here. We've got a few clouds coming into the region, but they're mostly high clouds, and they're not really going to affect our weather right now. And you can see we've got really not much in the way of precipitation, maybe a stray shower or two near Lake City. Looking, however, towards the I-95 corridor, we've got quite a bit more on the order of precipitation here. It's sort of drying out as it gets towards the I-75 corridor, but you can see from Jacksonville towards Daytona Beach, we do have quite a bit of rain in store for you guys tonight. Looking at our hour-by-hour forecast for today, you can see it got up to 77 at 3 p.m. Nice and cool in the morning, though, from the 50s to the 60s. Nice day to take a walk outside, I would definitely say for sure. Looking at our temperatures, you can see that they are fairly nice for us right now at 6 in the evening, actually, excuse me. 73 degrees at Tallahassee, all the way up to 71 in Apalachicola, 66 in Quincy, 68 in Thomasville, so pretty nice conditions for all of us here in the Big Bend. Looking at our dew points, however, they are a little bit, just tiny bit on the wetter side than they were last week, but I mean, can you really ask for any better right now? Because it could be in the 70s or 80s, so I'll take 57 right now. 55 in Thomasville, 61 in Apalachicola. Looking at our wind speeds right now, you can see for most of the southeast, it is fairly calm for us. 13 in Houston, 16 in Orlando, those are our highs right there, all the way to nothing in Montgomery, and 5 here in Tallahassee. Looking at our tonight's forecast, you can see pretty nice conditions across the entire region. 59 in Tallahassee, 61 in St. Mark's, and 58 in Valdosta.
Looking at our marine forecast, it is going to be 78 degrees. Winds from the northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas are going to be 1 to 2 feet. Pretty nice conditions outside. Tonight, 59, some clouds, and the day ahead, it's going to be 73 to 77 tomorrow. Looking at our week ahead, it's going to be pretty nice conditions in the 70s and 60s, not much to talk about there. So I'm going to pass it off to the desks with Evan and Melissa to talk about our weather.
Thank you very much, Robert, for that our last local look for us. Meanwhile, we're going to look into weather history, what's been going on elsewhere, definitely throughout history. We have some pretty incredible facts to share with you in itself. We're going to start with Australia was, I think it says, basically blanketed by thick dust that produced, I don't know what that word says, but it definitely a lot of dust that was accumulated for up to 8 hours of the day. That's got to be not fun to breathe, at least.
That's crazy. I think that word you were looking for is blackout.
Thank you.
Blackout
Thank
throughout
you.
the
That's,
country.
yeah. All right, cool. And then the other thing we also had going on, a blizzard hit Cheyenne, Wyoming, recording 19.8 to be specific inches of snow.
That's a lot of snow.
It's a lot. 19 and a half inches. That's about a foot and a half, I believe. Let me do the right math correctly. Yeah, so that'd be up to about mid-waist, about if you were walking around, and that was pretty crazy.
Definitely, and there was a record total of 25.6 inches in 40 hours.
Well, then that's, yeah, even more. That'd be going up to almost my shoulders, honestly. It'd be interesting to walk out in that kind of weather, basically. So that's really cool. Cool. All right. Well, that's most of our weather that we have for you. As you said, that's an incredible amount of snow. I personally just wish we had a little bit of snow here, you know, just 1 inch
Just a
maybe.
little.
Just a little? Okay. Yeah, just a little bit to share the love instead of 26 inches going down in one place. The year in Australia was 1944 when that happened, so definitely a while back, especially with less technology traveling through dust. It's definitely, I bet, very difficult as well to go
Probably
through.
really tricky to get around and safely.
Yeah, especially you don't have that proper vehicles to deal with that type of thing, and I mean, the human body can only process so much dust as well. That's gonna be difficult to breathe as well, so. It's really cool. Well, I'd say it's really cool, but it must have been really difficult to breathe in regardless, which I've said many times. But yeah, that and snow, it's dust and snow, that's two big things that we really don't experience here in Tallahassee.
Two very different things that happen at the same time.
Yes. Well, not at the same time in history, but
Same day.
same day. It's still pretty amazing, honestly. The other side of the continent that we have snow and dust at the same time. I just thought of dust snow. That's not a thing, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay, I didn't think so. I'm glad it's not a thing, first of all, to begin with. We could have dust. Dust is able to mix with precipitation a little bit sometimes, actually, but just thinking of dust snow, I think I want to get off that topic. Sorry, yeah, all right. So instead, we're just going to head it over to Robert at the wall, who's going to give us a national look of what's going on right now.
Right, thank you for that look at our weather conditions in today, weather history. But you can see, looking at our region right now for Thanksgiving week, we know a lot of you guys are traveling right now, so this is a very important forecast for you guys. Right here in the southeast, you can see a blocking high, really sort of keeping any more severe or any interesting weather from us right now. We're just fairly nice and calm here. We do have a few storms, showers and storms in Tallahassee and Miami. We do have a cold front and a low pressure system in Oklahoma that we're going to be talking about. But right now, conditions are pretty nice for us here in the United States. A little cool up across the border, but nice here in the 50s and 60s for us down here along the coast. Temperatures around the nation is going to be in the 30s and 40s, or from Seattle to Minneapolis, 72 in my home of Dallas, awesome city, 62 in Los Angeles, and 65 in San Francisco. Always nice and cool over there in San Francisco, as one famous artist said. 61 in Detroit, and 73 here at our home in Tallahassee, not Tallahassee. Fusion of my two towns. You can see right here, upper level water vapor. Cannot speak tonight. We've got a lot coming in from the west coast. Nice dry here conditions in Tallahassee and Miami, and we do have a little bit more towards the border too. So looking at our satellite radar, you can see we are looking at a few showers and storms over the Seattle, Vancouver, Portland area. Maybe over the Puget Sound, you might see a few showers and maybe even some snowstorms up in the mountains for you guys there. And we do have a few showers and thunderstorms going across central Illinois right now and maybe into Missouri, but again, nothing really severe to talk about. Looking at our New England areas, you can see that we do have a few showers and thunderstorms up towards Bangor, maybe even going into Canada towards Halifax. But again, nothing towards New England and New York and Washington. All of you guys are nice, cloud-free and rain-free tonight. Looking at our future radar, you can see we do have that rainy conditions starting to increase and go towards Louisville and going towards West Virginia, maybe even towards reaching Washington, D.C. But we do have not very interesting conditions for the rest of the nation. It's just for you guys in the center right there. Looking at tonight's forecast, you can see it's going to be very nice and cool for most of us, going from the 60s in the south to the 20s in the north. And tomorrow's forecast is going to be nice in the 50s and the 70s. So pretty nice forecast for the nation for us traveling now. I'm going to pass things off to Melissa.
Thank you, Robert. So let's take a look at our weekend forecast, game day weekend. So let's look at the weather. You can see in Tallahassee we have a high of 78. Down in lower Florida we have a high of 82. Throughout the country you can see that the temperatures are a bit lower up north with highs in the 40s. So definitely cooler up north, but some nice weather down in Florida. Having a little bit of a technical difficulty. You just give us 1 second. Sorry about that, everyone. We'll get right back with your forecast in just a second. All right, let's get back to that weather for this weekend. Looks like we're still having an issue. Oh, there we go. So let's look at our weekend weather. So College Town forecast, you can see, is a 62 tonight with a little bit of a breeze coming through. So if you are planning on being outside tonight, you may want to grab a jacket just to be on the safe side to make sure you're not getting a chill. Take a look at our dinner date forecast. You can see that tonight is a high of 70 at 6 p.m., coming down into the 62s as we go into the night. For our game tomorrow, we are looking at some beautiful weather, some really clear skies to kick off our game day weekend. So really looking forward to that game tomorrow. Hopefully FSU can pull out that win against Clemson. Looking at Sunday morning, you can see it's partly cloudy with a high of 63, so some really nice weather for this weekend. Looking at our 3-day forecast, you see Saturday is a high of 76 and a low of 59. Sunday is high of 79, and Monday is a little bit lower with a high of 75. Our moisture forecast, you can see that there's a lot of moisture sitting over Florida, and it will dry out as we go in, so there is some moisture in the air to look out for. Over the next 24 hours, you can see that there are some clouds and scattered showers coming into the area, so you may want to look out if there is some outdoor activity you have planned to make sure that you're not getting rained on over the weekend. Looking at the week ahead, you can see that Saturday is a high of 77, coming into the higher 70s through the week, and looking at some really nice weather for our Thanksgiving week, except for a little bit of chance of showers during the week. Now let's turn it over to Evan for your local forecast.
Thank you very much, Melissa, for that. Man, look at that 7-day one last time. We're looking for a Turkey Day, which has only a slight chance of rain for us at 30%. Hopefully that 30% turns down to 0, what we have going on for the rest of the week, so that'll be very good for us going into Turkey Day, Thanksgiving Day, however you want to call it, and just give thanks for everything, including the beautiful weather conditions we have today, 76 degrees and a low 57. That is pretty good. I love temperatures in the 60s and 70s when you can just walk out in short sleeves and shorts and a short sleeve shirt and just not sweat walking outside, unlike what Florida mainly has during the summer season and summer months. 73 degrees. It is definitely not sunny anymore. That cloud cover definitely blocking the sun. Regardless, it is definitely nighttime out. Those lights still on Doak Campbell Stadium, testing the lights out for tomorrow's game. Should be interesting for that. Hopefully, we wish the best for our team. There should be pretty good weather. What you see right now on our satellite and radar is pretty much just going to be a copy and paste for tomorrow at around noon, which will be good. Do see a little bit of cloud cover, you see, coming from the east. A little bit of some easterly winds coming off the Atlantic Ocean from Jacksonville. As you can see, a little bit of precipitation coming with it from Lake City, but we're definitely not expecting this to really go as far as Tallahassee at all. As you can see, this has really been round and round of rain around I-95 if you happen to be traveling home right now for Thanksgiving break. But you see these storms quickly fizzle out, and they don't even really make it to I-95 Gainesville or Lake City. So definitely if you're anywhere around Jacksonville or anywhere on the east coast of Florida, that's what you need to be looking out for. Start out at 56 and 57 degrees this morning. Nice and chilly. Might have needed a short jacket or two, but then quickly, as we started to heat out through the rest of the day, at 77 and 76 degrees, you definitely needed to take that off and definitely be able to just enjoy the nice, I said, short sleeve t-shirt and a short weather, which is great. One of my favorite kind of weathers out there. 73 degrees in Tallahassee right now. We're a little bit cooler up further up north in Georgia, around 68 in Thomasville and 69 in Bainbridge. A little bit of cloud cover. It was a little bit clear in Valdosta. But with those clouds, not seeing too much precipitation. I know you see the dew points a little bit higher compared to earlier in the week when we saw in the 30s. Dew point is reaching up to 57 in Tallahassee and 61 in Quincy, but it's not high enough into the 60s and 70s where we do have precipitation, which is great news for tonight, great news for this coming weekend. Wind speeds a little bit light and variable. You can see a little bit of some counterclockwise rotation. Those light winds a little bit kind of getting all over the place in a way. We do have a high pressure actually in Atlanta, which is why we have it at 0 degrees. And so because of that high pressure system, counterclockwise winds. We have this rotation coming off and all these easterly winds coming on to Tallahassee at 5 miles an hour and Orlando at 16 miles an hour. So for tonight, might need a small jacket out as you go out. 58 in Monticello, 59 in Tallahassee. Definitely a small jacket, small light jacket probably only fits you for tonight if you're going out. Will be a nice night for those sleeves. If you need to use those sleeve weathers and you need to do laundry like me to wash your short sleeve t-shirts. But rain forecast says 78 degrees. Meanwhile, tonight we're reaching down to 59, so you might need that sweater again. And the day ahead, we're looking at 77 reaching for tomorrow, up for our high tomorrow. 73 game time for the game against Clemson. And then we're looking at sunny skies for the rest of the week. And then we're going to turn it over to Robert to talk about how great those sunny skies are going to be.
Right. Thank you for that look at our local conditions. Evan, man, it's just absolutely beautiful here in Tallahassee. You couldn't ask for better at this point. We are fairly on average, like you're saying. It's going to be in the 70s for most of the week, getting down to 74 on Wednesday, right before we have Thanksgiving. Of course, a 30% chance of rain there and a 20% chance on Friday. And look at those lows. Nice in the 50s and 60s there. Absolutely beautiful for this time. Pretty on average again. But, I mean, again, average is fine as long as it's not muggy and hot here. But overall, a nice and cool week here. Great start to the fall and winter season, as I was saying. It's pretty on average, but we do have some records that we are not even getting close to. But we are, again, looking at those chances in the end of the week, 30%, 20%. We might see some rain, but it's not going to be a washout or anything you could really say for Thanksgiving. Mostly clear conditions that are national. You can see that for most of the nation is also mostly clear for most of us. Also, my friend told me that I said the word of the city in Kentucky wrong, so here it is, Louisville. You're welcome, Chandler. Also, we are looking at nice conditions on the rest of the 7 day. Follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather, and also look for us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather. And also, we are streaming on YouTube right now, so make sure you tune in to us at 6 p.m. every weekday at FSU Weather, and follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. Well, really hoping FSU does well in this game of Clemson. I think they're going to do great, but maybe I'm just a little bit optimistic. We are hoping for great weather conditions, of course, though, for us for the rest of this week and into the next. But from all of us here at FSU Weather, we thank you for tuning in and seeing another great show with us. We will see you hopefully this next week, if not that, after next. But from all of us here at FSU Weather, we thank you for joining us, and good night.